Having made his debut in Borderlands 3, Katagawa Jr. is quite a uniquely motivated character. He is at least one of 12 siblings. Their parents are the head of the Maliwan Corporation, and by the sounds of it, they went through a lot to obtain the wealth that they currently have, largely thanks to the spoils of the corporate wars. This gave their children a very luxurious lifestyle, not having to do much and so on. Katagawa Jr. wound up becoming Maliwan's head of mergers and acquisitions. At some point in time, it is also quite important to note that he had become acquainted with Reese, the now CEO of Atlas. Whether or not they had met before or he just became aware of him due to the rise of a fallen megacorporation, Katagawa sought to gain Reese's friendship and alliance. His ability to give resurgence to Atlas was an impressive feat, one of which Katagawa recognized. The problem with this is Katagawa doesn't really know how to make friends. While Reese denies his initial advances to absorb Atlas into Maliwan, Katagawa instead refuses to give up. He figures if he forcibly takes Atlas, then Reese would have to be his friend and assist in the business. He found this troublesome as, despite the money and army, Atlas had a surprisingly good army of their own to fend them off, especially thanks to the efforts of Zero. Katagawa Jr. had even offered Zero to join their forces, but his loyalty lied with Reese and not the highest bidder. Despite this though, it was still difficult for Atlas to hold back Maliwan, and it was a losing war. But over time, he had a problem with his family. More importantly, that he was 12th in line to inherit the company. He felt that his siblings had become lazy, coasting on their parents' success. He felt there was a need for change, and that none of them would be capable of doing it. So, in an effort to obtain the corporation much quicker, he devised a plan to kill all of them. He reached out to Tyrene and Troy Calypso. Being a businessman, he figured he could strike a deal with the two and make a new alliance in the process. He learnt of their journey for the Vault Key, and so in exchange for the Vault Key, Maliwan gets to keep all of the technology found in its vault. And his family is killed as well. In the process, Katagawa will also provide suppliers for the children of the vault wherever necessary. This proposition was accepted.
Just a few more parts of the contract to go over. Clause 27. Maliwan will receive exclusive rights to all Iridian technology found in the vault.
Fine with us.
Wonderful, just wonderful. Moving on. After the war, the COV will maintain control over the following districts: Seaport, Mercutio, Garden District.
You underestimated the Atlas resistance. We want 1,000 more dropships now.
1,000? Can your idiot followers even fly ships? I'm still shocked they know how to use their own opposable thumbs.
As it happens, that's one of their favorite snacks, too.
I've got a personal request. I've heard that your holiness makes rather lifelike statues. I'd like to commission a few.
Tyrene's husks, you mean?
Yeah, that. See, a few of my siblings fled after I assumed control. It'd be so nice to have a family reunion.
Of course. Family's everything.
Just put your signature there and we are allies. When this war's over, I'll throw in a party on the Zanara. That's my pleasure yacht. I'll let you know when we have the vault key. Make sure you fulfill your part of the contract, or I'll liquidate your family.
Whatever. We'll see whose family lasts longer, you trust fund tyrant.
Have an awesome war.
Okay, so now that the contract's signed, I just gotta ask. Classy duo like you, how do you stand commanding what is very likely the dumbest army in, well, history?
They get the job done.
Hard to beat a mobile food source that obeys your every request.
Sure, but come on. They're a bunch of unwashed savages. Ever think of incorporating? Joining the big leagues?
Our army pays us for the privilege of dying for us. Who would you say has the better deal?
Right, but let's be real. I mean, they're disgusting. How do you stomach even looking at them? I saw one the other day wearing a necklace of some kind of tongues.
Yeah, skag tongues. They're all the rage with the kids these days, apparently.
You're so naive. My family, they fight for me. They sacrifice themselves for me. They fight for my love. That's where you've got it wrong. Family is the most powerful force in this universe if you use it right. Now I suggest you run along and find the vault key before I get hungry. Junior?
This interaction clearly got under his skin, and instead of playing loyal, he decided when given the opportunity he would stab them and their followers in the back, as it wasn't their alliance that he was seeking long term.
As soon as I win this war, I'm gonna invite those Calypsos to the Zanara and slice off their freaking heads! And then I'm gonna murder every last one of their stupid followers!
With the deal in motion, he invited all of his siblings to his own pleasure yacht, the Zanara, where, when the time was right, he had Tyreen and Troy kill them all.
What an absolute honor to have all of my dearest siblings here today on the Zanara! Yuko, good to see you! Go easy on that nacho fountain though, sis. Isaku, glad you made it. Sana, enjoying the Narian cigars, are you? Don't see Naoko. Maybe she's using the restroom. It's got a dual propulsion bidet. Watch out. It's been too long since we've had a family reunion. Now I know what you're thinking. Why am I wasting your time? The answer is the Zanara, this pleasure yacht, commissioned using my inheritance. Sporting technology and wealth plundered from the corporate war. Our mother and father gave us everything, didn't they? See, that's the problem. Instead of acquiring new business ventures, we're coasting on interest. I'm looking at you, Isaku, Yuko, Sana. So I'm thinking, it's time for a merger. And I've got my eye on quite the prize. We need to bring new blood into the Malawan family. But unfortunately, that means I need to trim a few limbs from the old family tree.
And this is where the events of Borderlands 3 come in. The Vault Hunters enter the equation well into the attempted merger. While Reese was more so hoping for an army, the new set of Vault Hunters proved to be more than adequate. Initially, Katagawa thought that they were nothing but a minor nuisance, but quickly came to realize they proved an actual threat. It was on Skywell 27 when they took control of the giant laser and used it to destroy his prized pleasure yacht that it really put an end to him trying to become friends with Reese.
Reese, don't do this! Do not do this, Reese! I swear, if you fire that laser, we're done, buddy. We are done!
So he thought if they couldn't be friends, he would just have to kill him. Katagawa at some point also acquired some blueprints of Zero's suit, and he tried to recreate it for himself. Under the disguise of Zero, he was capable of infiltrating Atlas's headquarters, killing many soldiers where he was almost capable of killing Reese himself, but it was only thanks to the interference of Zero that he survived. The Vault Hunters then take the situation from there, and the faulty tech within his own suit caused it to self-destruct on him, killing him. As for the Katagawa family tree, only one sibling made it out of the Zanara alive. Naoko is the only remaining family member left to inherit the company. So considering the character saved her, it seems like she'll be on the good side. But for now, that does it for the history of Katagawa Jr. Definitely an interesting character, uniquely motivated by an inability to understand how friendship works. But if there are any other characters you'd like to see me do the history of, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.